Okay, arguably, what makes Tom and Jerry one of the most successful cartoon ideas in history is its global accessibility. The dynamic of a cat and a mouse is a visual language that is understood worldwide. That's what makes Tom and Jerry's Charlie Chaplin-esque mute interactions work so well, which is probably why Tom and Jerry has stood the test of time. From its original theatrical run from 1940 to 1958, winning 7 Academy Awards, all the way to the 3D animated feature that came out just this year. But we'll get to that. Between 1958 and 2021, we've had many revivals of our cat and mouse duo, including the Tom and Jerry Show from the 70s, the Tom and Jerry Comedy Hour in the 80s, Tom and Jerry Kids in the 90s, Tom and Jerry Tales from the early 2000s, and finally Tom and Jerry Show, which is still in production. Throughout this time, a few movies were made, but almost always missing some key element that made the original shorts so timeless. After watching the movie, I can confidently say this is not the return of Tom and Jerry that fans had hoped for. Not mentioning the questionable choice of stylized 3D animation to look like 2D, kind of a reverse of what Klaus did. It just does not work. The subtle, almost invisible shading of these characters and the minimal interaction that these characters have with their live-action surroundings makes you painfully aware that these cartoon characters are detached from the world they are supposed to be inhabiting. Okay, the last decade or two of animated live-action movies keep getting outdone by movies as far back as the 1980s, if not the 1930s. There's no excuse in today's time to not be able to produce a live-action animated movie that can compare to movies that were made with considerably large amount of limitations that today's filmmakers just don't have to deal with. But what makes the movie even more confusing, if not frustrating in a way, is the fact that it was preceded by 2 Tom and Jerry shorts released on HBOMax, used to advertise the movie. You see, I am convinced these 2 shorts are the best Tom and Jerry material we've had since 1958. With its spot-on slapstick gags, its beautiful accompanying orchestra, and the sound effects, oh my god, the sound effects team that worked on these shorts are gods. What I want to focus on is actually the animated style they went for in these 2 shorts. A clean, dynamic, traditional 2D animation style that borrows elements of almost every era of Tom and Jerry. These shorts, you can tell, were a passion project, a true spiritual successor to the original MGM shorts. I know for a fact that every single person working on this project were previous fans of Tom and Jerry. I mean, you can tell, which begs the question, why did Warner Brothers choose a cel-shaded 3D to look like 2D animated style when they obviously had this gem in their back pocket? I guess we don't deserve nice things. Wait, no. Why be a pessimist? We were gifted 2 of the greatest Tom and Jerry shorts in the last 50 plus years. Who knows? Maybe we might get more. Of this, not that.